La Palma volcano eruption update. Lava flow from yesterday's new fissure advances over new land towards the sea. Visible activity at the vents has been mostly low today. Most of the time, only steaming could be seen from the craters and only intermittent, weak pulses of strombolian activity and ash emissions only reaching a few hundred meters height. However, lava continues to flow from both the old vent areas, going mostly into the lava tube system, and the new fissure vents that had opened yesterday at 12:45 p.m. in an area 500 meters west of Montaña Cogote south of Todok, in the middle of a populated, but long since evacuated, area. The new lava flow from this fissure traveled westwards along the southern margin of the existing flow field, covering new land and destroying additional buildings. Today, it continued to advance towards the coast and was near Cliff in the Las Hoyas area this afternoon, but has not yet reached it. The latest count of destroyed buildings rose to 2,790 and the area now covered by lava flows increased by 9 hectares to now 1,155 hectares, 1.55 square kilometers. Seismic activity has been decreasing further. During the latest 24-hour reporting interval, the National Geographic Institute, IGN, detected only 35 quakes under the island, none of which was felt by the population at a wider scale. The quakes occurred under the central area of Cumbre Vieja in the same areas as during the whole time of the eruption. 33 of these earthquakes were located at depths of 9 to 17 kilometers and only 3 at depths greater than 34 kilometers. The amplitude of the volcanic tremor signal remains low and more stable than in previous days. The island's network of permanent monitoring stations shows a complete reversal of the elevation recorded on December 2 at station LP03, which is the closest to the eruptive vents. At the other stations, slight deflation possibly related to deep seismicity has stabilized. Emission of sulfur dioxide, SO2, remains high, implying that there is still a log of magma available to erupt, although it has been on a decreasing trend. In the case of diffuse carbon dioxide, CO2, emissions, values have been stable, but still well above background levels or 5.3 times higher according to the latest scientific data. However, volcanic eruptions are a one or, at most, twice in a generation event in the Canary Islands archipelago, which lies 100 kilometers northwest of Africa. Some of the Canary Islands are still growing due to magma accumulating underneath and, as is happening in La Palma, by forming lava peninsulas beyond the coastline. The last eruption, a decade ago on the southern island of El Hierro, happened just off the coast, which made it more difficult for volcanologists trying to collect samples. The previous land volcano erupted in La Palma in 1971, the year when Valentin Troll, an expert in rocks with Sweden's Uppsala University and co-author of a geology study of the archipelago, was born. It's been mind-blowing, literally, to see this dynamism in action, the geologist said. We are learning so much about how volcanoes work. Still, trying to compare notes with previous eruptions involves delving into centuries-old records, some from a time when photography did not exist. When magma started accumulating deep under La Palma's Cumbre Vieja range, scientists were measuring the surge on the land's surface, concentrations of quakes known as seismic swarms and other signs of an impending eruption. They weren't able to predict the exact time of the eruption, but their assessments prompted authorities to begin the first evacuations just hours before it took place on September 19.